Everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Fear No Video Summit. I'm your host, Jasmine Bryant, and I am so excited today. I'm excited all the time, but I'm super excited today because we have Suzanne Dwyer with us. She is an intuitive business and lifestyle coach, and I had to look down so I didn't screw it up because, I will forget things. And my favorite bit from her from her tagline is she's a mind unfucker. And who doesn't need a good mind unfucking? So, without further ado, Suzanne, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
I am so happy that you're here. We had such at least I thought it was a great conversation before like a week or so ago. And you just have so much insight and such a great personality and just funny as all get out. So I know people are going to really resonate with what you have to say. So I'm super pumped that you're here. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited. It was a fantastic conversation, obviously. I adore you already. I
Oh
can't
my
wait to
God,
meet you in
same. Same. I'm just gonna have to come like to your town and visit. That's just
Oh,
what's
yeah.
gonna happen. So before we get started, tell everyone who you are and what you do.
Absolutely. So, my name is Suzanne Dwyer, like Jasmine had said. I am an intuitive business and lifestyle coach. So, what I do is I empower overwhelmed female entrepreneurs, business owners, and coaches. I help them get down to the root causes of the issues that are causing problems in their life and their business, which allows them to just move peacefully into a wonderful 6 and 7 figure existence with really, truly enjoying their life.
Oh my God, that just sounds amazing. Who doesn't want that? Like seriously, who doesn't want that? I'm dreaming of that right now. So one of the things, excuse me, one of the things that you and I talked about before was like messaging. And I think
Mhm.
that's really important, especially as, business owners, coaches, entrepreneurs are looking toward doing video, putting themselves out there. And what we spoke about was, women, we have some issues when it comes to being ourselves and being out and like front and center. So what would you say how would you help someone who came to you who needed to start a conversation with their audience? What can they do?
Absolutely. Well, the first thing I want to say is, I love that you say that we have issues with it. We have the subscriptions. Okay, we are really really good at falling into the headspace of, well, we just have to get this done, so let's just do it. And I think that's where our messaging gets the most screwed up, right? There's a reason why I'm called the brain unfucker. It's because of the fact that perspective is key. And everything starts and ends in perspective. It starts with your perspective and ends with your client's perspective. So when you're building your messaging, you need to look at what's the perspective that you want to put out and what is the perspective you want the client to gain from what it is that you're putting out. So when you're putting your messaging together, you have to be really clear to be as authentically yourself as you can be. Because without building and living in that authenticity, everyone can feel that, especially if you're working with other women. We lived in a time where, like, Mean Girls was a thing. It wasn't just a movie, right? It was a whole ass thing. And some of us still deal with Mean Girls, right? But there's more women nowadays that are out there supporting each other, which is a great thing. And we love
Mhm.
this. So, but you've got to be real. You've got to be authentic. Otherwise, you're going to fall into the Mean Girls because they're going to find ways to rip you apart. So you got to make sure that when you're really diving deep into that messaging, you have to take perspective 100% into account. Your perspective and the perspective you want the client to gain from the messaging that you're putting out there.
I love that. I love that. Love the Mean Girl reference too, because now I've got, Lindsay Lohan and the cheetah growling in my head.
Right? It's just like, or like you
Yeah.
feel it because you know it's there.
Yeah. And it's sad when that happens though, because I tell people all the time, it's like I can root for you and for myself at the same. Like I don't have to choose, you know. Uh,
Exactly.
so you talked about authenticity, and that is something that comes up over and over and over again, right? Be yourself, be who you are. You'll attract the person you need because you're you. But one of the things that I've noticed is so many of us, and by us I mean women, but so many of us spend so much time being different people for others. And this may be outside of your superpowers, but how does someone really kind of like dig down to figure out who they actually are versus who I am with you, who I am with my spouse, who I am with my boss, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, without question. I love this one. Um, Number one thing is there multiple versions of yourself? Just like you mentioned, who you are with your boss, who you are with your family, who you are with your spouse, who you are with your friends. Do you have multiple versions of yourself? Because if you do, you are altering yourself to accommodate others. So one of the things that I like to say is we have a tendency of sacrificing our relationship with ourselves to enhance the relationship we have with others.
Okay.
So we will just put ourselves aside and say, oh, well, this person needs me to be this, and this person needs me to be that. So it's about when you're finding your authenticity, it's got to come down to kind of finding that true version of you. First, you got to know who you are. You got to know what lights you up. You got to know about you. You got to start asking yourself some questions. Like, think of it like a interview. You're putting yourself through an interview and you're going to ask yourself a series of questions to figure out if you would hire you, or if you would want to be your best friend, or if you would want to be your spouse or significant other, or if you would want to be your mom or dad. Like if you would want to be that person based off of this interview that you're going to be putting yourself through.
Okay.
Have a conversation with yourself. I mean, I know it sounds great. I'm like literally telling people, oh, yeah, just talk to yourself. Like, I apologize if anybody, ends up in a, white jacket that makes them hug themselves all day. But,
Dude, I do it all day long. So
right? We should. We
we
should.
should.
I met this amazing woman that literally speaks to her inner child every single day,
Oh
has a
wow.
whole long conversation with her. And I'm like, I would have never thought to do that. I started doing that. I'm like, shit, you're grounded. Go sit the fuck down. Like, sit down. You're done
You
today.
grounded your inner child, Suzanne. What's going on?
No, she needed it. She deserved it. She was being a little rowdy. I'm like, you know what? No, no, no. We're not going to go over there. But, it's like you'll find different versions of yourself through the things that make you joyful, right? So emotions are something that people always kind of strive for, right? So they typically the number one emotion that people will strive for is acceptance. They want to feel accepted because it makes them feel warm. It makes them feel comforted. It makes them feel a sense of security. But really, it's 90 seconds. Every emotion that we have is only 90 seconds.
Hmm.
So if we're, feeling the emotion longer, it's because we're dwelling on it. So that goes for happiness, that goes for anger, that goes for anxiety, that goes for stress. All of these things are just repeating the same narrative to ourselves. So when you are kind of getting into you, you have to look at the things that bring you joy. What are the things that bring you joy? And evaluate those things. Is it your family? Is it your friends? I can tell you, I cut off so many people in my life. I didn't care if they were family. I didn't care if they were friends. I didn't care if whatever. I'm like, if you don't deserve to be here, you don't deserve to be here.
Mhm.
Blood makes no difference to me. No offense to anybody, but the old saying, blood is thicker than water, is only that much of the actual phrase. The whole phrase is the blood of the coven is thicker than the water of the womb. So meaning the exact opposite of what we've been
Uh-huh.
taught. Uh-huh. So the reason why we kind of like fall into this space where we have a tendency of, kind of creating this space for ourselves in the in who we are and who we have to be with all of these people, it's always outside. It's always outside pressure that's telling us to change who we are and change our perspectives. So really, you need to get down to you, what's important for you, interview yourself, talk to yourself, journal, find the things that bring you joy. Like do the things that are fun, do the things that are fulfilling, do the things that are making you really just get to sit there and smile and be living in a state of joy and being able to live in a state of happiness. Once you get there, you'll notice that you'll apologize a whole lot less and you'll appreciate things a whole lot more.
I love that. I love that. Appreciating things more and apologizing less, and something that we women need to work on. I mean, I sometimes, I'll catch myself saying, I'm sorry for something that's not my fault 20 times a day, you
Yep.
know?
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, I actually had a great speaker that I was in a summit with last week, and Jen Potter, she turned around and was like, "Stop fucking apologizing," and I'm like, "Yes." She's like, "We apologize for everything. We take ownership of all of these things, and it's not ours." And I'm like, "100% we do."
Yeah.
Yep.
It's like I got rained on today. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But wait,
Yeah.
control the weather.
Right. Exactly. Like I didn't do it. I wasn't standing outside with a super soaker. I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like if I did it, I might apologize, just to be honest. If you come in and listen, you needed to cool off a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna break out the super
I
soaker.
love that you might apologize.
Might apologize, just depending on the situation.
Yeah. Sometimes people need to get super soaked, you know.
Without question, without question. My
Yeah.
daughter has a tendency of coming at me with like a Nerf bow and arrow, and like when that start, like, listen, we'll have a whole ass Nerf fight in the house because I'm like, you know what, this needs to happen right now, clearly. So let's just do
Clearly.
it, right?
I've said this before and I'll say it again. I if I could be a fly on the wall in your house.
Oh, girl, you. Honestly, a lot of people say like I would be peeing my pants all the time. I'm like, yeah, you would be because that's basically how we live. We live in just like a complete state of laughter. There's always laughter coming out of this house, always.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I love it. More families should do that. I love it. Okay, so we talked about joy. So leading with passion. It's one of the things that like one of your tenants. Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about how someone can lead with passion and what it looks like um and how it works in their business.
hmm Well, the first thing is we need to figure out what the passion is because the passion that most people claim to have is not the passion that they actually have.
Mhm.
And it's not anything due to anything that they have done wrong. It's just social programming. Like we've been told, well, do the things that, make you happy, do the things that just like kind of light you up and figure out what those things are, but do it quick, right? So we're
Mhm.
kind of forced into just picking a thing instead of actually immersing ourselves in the thing. So what I do, I focus with people on like 7 areas of life. We're not just focusing on just the business. We have to focus on everything, right? So really you have to get into like that state of awareness in all aspects of your life of the things that you're actually really passionate about. Because I've
Mm.
talked to business owners day in and day out. I've talked to people that have jobs day in and day out. And let me tell you something, they all have something in common. They'll say, yeah, so this is what I do. And they'll talk to me about it. And I'm just like, cool. So if you could do anything in the entire world, if you could have any job, if you could have any career, if you could have any business, what would it be? They light up like a Christmas tree. I'm like, there it is. Because we hide from that because we think that it's unattainable because we're
Mhm.
told that it is. Now remember something, we can
Yeah.
build whatever the fuck we want to build. We are the creators. We are the ones that can birth life. We can make oxygen with our bodies. We're the coolest shit ever, which
Yes, we
means
are.
we can create whatever the fuck we want to create.
Yeah.
Right? So when you find the balance within yourself, you're able to find the things that bring you passion. But don't focus on things that are just like, oh, well, this is popular, so let's just do this thing. Sit with these things and really make a decision. Don't just make a quick brash decision because someone's telling you you have to pick a niche that you have
Yeah.
to be passionate about. It's got to be something meaningful. It's got to be something that represents something that you've been through so
Mhm.
that you can be in your authenticity and carry that forward. Like when I talk to people, when I say, I'm like, listen, I work with people that are either in or have been dealing with burnout or have dealt with burnout in the past or on the verge of that. Why? Because I've been through it twice. We know why twice? Because I don't learn quickly, right? I'm a Taurus. I'm stubborn as shit. So here I am with my stubborn ass that I went from, being in a coma for 2 weeks from overworking myself
Oh
to
my
just
gosh.
last year put myself into liver and kidney failure from overworking myself.
Oh my gosh.
So when I tell people like I came from a state of burnout, I'm not joking. Like I
Yeah.
legit came from burnout. Like I've been hospitalized more times than I care to think. The
Oh my gosh.
ICU gets bored of me after a while because they're like, you're the only person in here with an oxygen mask on cleaning your hospital room. Like, because you took away my computer. Like that's the argument that we would have because I was that dedicated to just getting my work done. And now I work 3 days a week, but I help thousands of women clear across the entire world. In those 3 days, I make sure I have my 4 day weekends. I enjoy my life. I take my Mondays and Fridays for personal growth and development so that I can bring more to the table on a consistent basis. And I also make sure that I take care of me in that time. I have fun with my family. I have fun with friends. I do the things that are meaningful to me because I'm painting that picture for other people. So the things that bring you the most joy and the things that are bringing you to that place of finding that passion, you need to make sure you're living that. You have to make sure you're living that. You have to be in that space. And even if it means that you came from a place of pain, which all of us have,
Mm-hmm.
right? We don't build unless we've been in pain. We don't create something unless we've been there ourselves. So what was the pain that you dealt with? And how is it something that's become so meaningful to you now that you have to help people create this moving forward? That's where your passion is going to come in.
That is it's very deep. And I cannot believe the hospitalizations from overwork. I'm kind of looking at you as a cautionary tale right now.
Yeah, a whole ass percent. Yeah. Like I put myself through the absolute ringer. And didn't realize it. I didn't realize that cortisol levels from too high levels of stress can actually
Mhm.
put you into kidney and liver failure. I had no idea. And
Wow.
like I was on the verge and I have like one ass kidney, one, right? So I'm like, I can't chance this one. Like I'm dead if this thing goes. Um, so I knew that I had to make a dramatic change, but I put myself in, and everybody else has done this. We've listened to what societal standards have told us about being successful as a woman, and
Mhm.
we are being forced into our masculine and forced to live in the masculine to keep up that success instead of understanding that there is a balance between the masculine and feminine that all of us have to stay in. The
Mhm.
masculine is the get shit done. The feminine is the calm, nurturing creator. We're both. We need to be both, and we need to allow ourselves to be both. But when we put ourselves in the headspace of what societal standards tell us, which is if you want to be successful, just grind,
Yeah.
right? Just keep going, just hustle. When people say, oh yeah, look, I'm just going to keep grinding. I was like, listen, I'm just going to be real with you for 1 second. So grinding means friction, right? Like
Yeah.
commonly. So, I'm a girl with thick ass thighs. I do not like friction. Okay. Like, why are we saying friction is a good thing when we're not talking about sex? I'm sorry. Nope. Let's be real with ourselves. Is friction a good thing? It means that we're working against something in a negative way. No, it's not good. So you need to kind of find the spaces that make the most sense for you and do it with the least amount of friction that you can.
No, that makes sense. And I have to say, I can't let my family watch this interview because I can hear them now. It's every other day I get, so how many hours did you work today? Was it less than 19? And they're not even joking. It's like, oh,
No, but you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I mean, I had a family that was supportive to an extent, and I can say that I dealt with a situation where I bought myself $1 million estate. I moved my whole family in. I was providing for everybody. We're talking everybody, right? And I took on a debt of $30,000 a month. and I took on maintaining this property. I took on mowing the lawn, which took 8 to 9 hours. So that was the time I got to listen to podcasts and be still productive because I couldn't not be productive, right? And I just had to keep pushing because that's what was expected of me. And when I hit my burnout, when my body was like, no, we're shutting down on you, I was like, I didn't want any of this. I was just listening to what I was being told would make me be considered successful. And I looked for that from people because that's what I was told made me successful. And as soon as I realized none of that shit made me successful, nothing,
Yeah.
not one bit of what we had made me successful. So when I sold the house, when I sold the belongings, when I downsized dramatically from 4 houses down to one, when I got rid of so much of our stuff, I was like, oh my God, I've never been happier.
Wow.
And my success is still there without all of this negative, things that are just pushing it down, making it not feel like I was actually achieving anything because I
Yeah.
was so tired all the time. I had no time to enjoy it.
Oh,
Like my poor boyfriend, I felt so bad for him. I met him in chaos. Chaos. I mean, I was working nonstop. I had everybody was moving in with me. I was overwhelmed. I was just shocked, just so tired. And so we would get together on the weekends, and this poor man was like the most loving and caring person ever. He would just let me take a nap on him because I
oh,
was like,
oh, you're muted.
and I needed that. That Saturday night was all I needed. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, and I would just, we would hang out, and I would just literally take a nap on this man, and he would be like, you needed it. And I'm like, I did. Yeah. Like, I was like, why is life not like this all the time? And
Yeah.
now it is. Now I realize that's my happy place. My joy in looking at that man's butt. Oof, love it. Like that. It makes me happy. It makes me happy to have time with my kids. It makes me happy to cook for my family. It makes me happy to go putter around in the garden. Um, all of these things bring me joy. And, if you live in a state of happiness, you will find joy in everything that you do. Even taking out the trash can be joyful, as crazy as that sounds.
Yeah,
Um,
that sounds crazy, but I'll take your word for it.
no, but it's a thing. It's like you're looking at it as, oh, we're getting rid of this so that we're making room for more,
Okay. I like that perspective. I like that
right?
perspective a lot. Okay, so just one last thing. So you because you are an intuitive, uh so how can women business owners lean into their intuition more to help them grow their businesses?
Oh, absolutely. This is a great question. So number one, don't listen to the butterflies.
Ah.
I know this is the exact opposite of what people tell everybody. They're like, "Oh my god, I met this great guy, and oh my god, like I got butterflies." I'm like, "Ew, run, run." So the butterflies are actually your intuition telling you something is wrong. Okay.
Okay.
So if you've ever gotten butterflies with someone and you're just like, oh my god, it's so great, I have butterflies. Well, how long did it take you to divorce them? It's the same thing in your business.
Mhm.
Be within your awareness. Okay. We're so
Okay.
busy focusing in on things that have happened in the past, on things that we're worried about in the future, or things that we're focused on to create in the future that we're not present. And what happens is that when we're living in either one of those spaces, we're living in anxiety because anxiety is reliving something that happened that we can't change or worrying about something in the future that hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
So you're forcing yourself out of the current and the present. So get yourself within the state of awareness of what's going on with you right now. Give yourself some time to ground yourself. If you can, barefoot outside, get into some dirt or some sand, whatever works best for you. But take some time to ground yourself. Focus on the awareness of your body. Where are you having pain? Where do you feel comfortable? Where do you feel uncomfortable? Where is your tension sitting? Once you start kind of taking time to get into that state of awareness, that's going to help you be able to pay attention to your intuition more. Intuition is in the moment. Okay. It's going to react. It's going to show you things right away. And then as that starts to really kind of like grow, you're going to notice that you'll be able to start seeing things more happen in the future. You'll be able to be like, okay, so that's something that's coming. And you'll just be able to feel it a little bit more. You'll almost have like a deja vu type of feeling.
Mhm.
But it starts with awareness first. Focus on getting into that awareness first. Ground yourself and focus on your body because that's the thing that you can be in and you can feel the different areas. That's going to start helping with that process of opening up that awareness and opening up your intuition.
Now that makes so much sense. We talked about the grounding. I was in New Zealand not too long ago, and I went to this Japanese spa where it's all very, you're going to become one with nature. And I did this, for the lack of a better word, like a bath, which was just sawdust. It was some sort of Japanese tree, sawdust and dirt, basically. And you're in this huge, like, pool almost covered up to your chin. You're laying down up to your chin in sawdust. And I thought I'd be claustrophobic, I thought I'd freak out, but I felt so at peace and
Mhm.
so connected to my thoughts. And when I left that spa, I went to the beach, which was just like 3 blocks away, and I cannot remember a time that I was so productive. I mean, I'm on my phone, I didn't have, like, my computer or anything, I just had my phone, and I'm on my phone, and I must have written, I don't know, 15 scripts for short videos and recorded a couple. And I was like, I've got this. I can do everything. And and now that, talking with you, it's because I was so grounded.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. Grounding makes all the difference. So I ground myself every single day. I ground myself in the morning and I release in the evening. So taking some time to ground in the morning, I think, is incredibly important.
Mhm.
I have like a regimen that I typically do where I'll get up, I'll do my Italian lessons because I'm planning on moving to Italy.
Yeah. And
So
I'm
I'll
gonna
do
come
my
visit.
Italian lessons. Oh yeah, you're gonna come. You're definitely coming because the grounds over there. Whew, telling you, grounding is
Mhm.
amazing.
And the wine.
Oh yes, of course, that also helps. Um, but I get into this routine where I read in a self development book for 15 minutes. I do 10 things that I'm grateful for every single day. Today I'm on day like 1365.
Oh, wow.
Um, so I've been doing it for quite some time now. Write out 10 things that I'm grateful for. I get into a meditation. I make sure I ground myself and I make sure I put myself in energy protection for the day. And at the end of the day, I will journal. I call it mindless scribbling. I just write whatever I feel like I need to release from my body. And then I'll do yoga and like stretch out and just like kind of like push everything out that no longer belongs there. And then I have a restful night's sleep every night. I've noticed my sleep has improved, my productivity has improved, um, my ability to put up with bullshit has improved. So like I used to do this great thing because you all know like we would get these messages and Facebook and LinkedIn all the
Mm,
time. That's like inbox spamming.
mhm.
Yeah, so I used to be kind of rude about it and used to be like, wow, okay, so here's the deal. Like, I like to be bought dinner before you stick your dick down my throat. Can you not try to pitch me? That'd be great. That was typically my response. And now I'm just like, hey, like, as a heads up, if you try to make a connection with people in a different way, it would be really helpful for you and you're going to have better results instead of just inbox spamming them. So I'm giving them insight instead of just being like, yo, don't be a dick, right? And I was that person that I would screenshot people's, inbox spamming and I would share it and tag the person and say, stop doing this stupid shit, please. And now I'm just like, no, it's not serving them. It's not helping. Let me be helpful.
Mhm.
So I've noticed that I've been more helpful with people. Don't get me wrong. I still have my attitude because I am a Taurus and I am a redheaded female. So I'm going to have my attitude, but I get to pick and choose when I have that attitude because I get to enjoy it that much more.
You rendered me speechless. So, that doesn't happen often. Okay. So, before we go, you have a gift for our lovely audience?
I do. I do. So, alignment is one of the biggest things that we need in our lives. And what we need to know is, where does our alignment set? So what I'm giving you guys, which is something that I only typically give inside of my courses, is my assessment. The assessment will help you kind of identify all 7 areas of your life, including your business, of the things that you're doing that are looking good, and the things that you need to kind of work on a little bit. I use a bunch of intentional statements so that you can kind of scale yourself on 1 to 6, so that there's no middle number. So you can't just say, I don't really want to answer this one, so we're just going to do a 5. Yeah, nope, nope, no middle number. You've got to
Oh,
actually sit with it. Oh, yeah, it's gross. But it's necessary because you have to get into your awareness, and this will kind of push you into that state of awareness. And it'll give you a readout at the end that'll say, create an alignment plan, meaning, work on this area, or create a preservation plan, which means you're doing good in that area. So keep up with the work that you're doing there, because it's looking good.
okay. I'm gonna have to do that quiz myself. Do that
Oh yeah.
assessment. See where I am. Okay, so I want to play a little game, although now I feel like it might be kind of dangerous, but I'm gonna live on the edge. I'm gonna live on the edge. So I'm gonna ask you some questions and don't think about it. Just
Okay.
whatever comes out of your brain.
Oh Lord. Okay. You should be scared.
I, I think I need to go and grab a crystal for some protection. Just in
I love you
case.
go directly for selenite too. You like, purify your thoughts, my girl.
All right. So, what's your guilty pleasure?
Ooh, potato skins.
Ah, delicious.
Yep.
Okay. What would be your Hogwarts house?
Oh, I actually can't Harry Potter. Yep. I don't Harry Potter. My daughter does. I don't.
I don't blame you. I read one book,
Yeah.
it was really good, but then I dropped off. I don't know. I was the purple one. I think there's a purple one, but I don't know what it is. A weird food combo that you love.
Oh, okay. It's good. This one's gonna be pretty gross for you guys. So I absolutely like. For some reason, this is something that I had gotten hooked on when I was pregnant with my daughter, and it still to this day is my upset food. Pickles and peanut butter.
Okay.
Yep, yep. When I was pregnant with my daughter, anytime I was upset, it was like sweet pickles, peanut butter. Yep, and it
Okay.
kind of stuck.
I have a friend who would totally be down for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, she'll put pickles on everything, and
yeah.
it doesn't matter what. Okay. The way to your heart is through your
Mind.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Well, those are the questions I had. Not as scary as I thought it would be. The
Yeah.
selenite. Um, no, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, there's worse shit that's come out of my mouth today. We're good.
Right, well, Suzanne Dwyer, thank you so much for being here and for giving your wisdom and just making me laugh nonstop, which is amazing. So I hope you guys at home really enjoyed Suzanne. And where can they find you?
Going directly to the website, youralignmentproject.com.
Perfect. And all that will be on your page too, so folks can just, click and pop into your world. So Suzanne Dwyer, intuitive business and lifestyle coach, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me, Jasmine. I appreciate you so much.
Oh my gosh, the feeling is mutual, and I'll see you in Italy.
Oh, yeah, girl.
Right. And I'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
Bye bye.